Hey guys, I have been wanting to do a sewing video for a while now, and I figured this was a perfect opportunity to do it since we've got so many kids who are normally in public school that are now at home trying to do all their schoolwork or work at home. We've got parents who are not used to educating at home, who are still trying to juggle full-time jobs as well as become home educators literally overnight. And then of course my sewing students, guys, I miss you so much. I haven't been able to see you in several weeks, and this is a way that I can help you all still get some sewing practice in and hopefully help some other kids learn this amazing art of sewing. So I'm gonna try and post one video a week at least. And if you guys have any ideas on projects, shoot me a message, send me a text, comment on this video, and I will try and work in some of your ideas. As far as my sewing classes go, I have been off for a few weeks. I had surgery at the end of February. My recovery has gone well. It was a little rougher than I had expected, but I am finally getting back into the normal swing of things, feeling halfway like myself again. So that is great. We're doing great there. I would be able to start sewing classes back up in the next couple of weeks, but with this coronavirus, I'm having to lay low like everybody else in the country right now. So I'm just gonna be following the CDC guidelines, government guidelines, state guidelines, and we will plan on not having sewing class until the public school systems open back up. So when the public school systems open back up, I will look at having sewing classes. Until then, I will be posting hopefully weekly videos to keep you sewing at home. So today what we're gonna be making, and Lydia is gonna be helping me with this, we're gonna be making a little bookmark for our planners. You can make this any size to fit any size planner. I have got Lydia's planner right here. This is the one that she uses for school, and it's just a little bookmark and it will hold pins. So there's 2 pockets on here to hold some pins. So this is a great project for homeschoolers or public schoolers, as well as moms. Moms, if you're like me, you have a planner somewhere and you likely lose pins all the time. So this would be a great project. And I've got another planner here so you can make it to fit any planner. And you can find the free pattern on madeformermaids.com. If you do not have a printer and can't print out the pattern pieces, you can make your own pattern pieces. We're gonna need one 3-inch by 10-inch pattern piece. And you will also need one 3-inch by 8-inch pattern piece. So you're going to cut out one pocket piece, which is the longer pattern piece. You're gonna 3-inch by 8-inch. You're gonna cut 2 of those. This is gonna be your main piece. You're also going to need some elastic. When you are cutting your elastic, the pattern will tell you how long to cut your elastic, but it will also tell you that you can cut it to fit any book. So when you're cutting your elastic, you're gonna want to cut it 3/4 of an inch shorter than the length of your. All right, so I'm gonna let Lydia sit down and we are gonna start sewing, and we're gonna come up with a really cute project when we're done. So the first thing that I'm gonna have Lydia do is she is going to grab her pocket piece and fold it in half. So yep, that is your pocket piece. She's gonna fold it in half long ways, all right?
Long ways.
So we're gonna lay it down here. And I've actually already ironed this for her a little bit. We're gonna fold it in half lengthwise. And she's gonna put some clips. I like using clips in my class. They're a little bit easier for this age group than pins are. And they're also a little bit less distracting.
Yeah, because then
So just 2 clips on that, Lydia, should be good. All right, and she's gonna sew just a straight line down that open edge of her pocket. Our next step, Lydia is gonna take that over to the ironing board, and what she's gonna do is she is going to fold it in half and iron it down. We're just gonna create a crease. All right, our next step is we're gonna take one of our main pieces and we're gonna lay it right side up. Okay, so that is a right side up. Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you guys on this if your fabric has a right or wrong side, when we do the first step of sewing this piece together, folding it over and sewing it together, you want the pretty side of your fabric facing up. So I'll demonstrate on this fabric. This has a right side, the pretty side, and a wrong side. So if this were the pocket piece, we would fold it over like that and sew it right along the bottom. Okay, so pretty side up for the pocket piece. All right, so Lydia's already got her pocket piece. All right, we are going to lay that pocket piece on top of our main fabric with the raw edges.
Raw edges right here.
Yep, so Lydia, can you show us where the raw edges are? Yep, right here, and then also down here. So that raw edge on the bottom that you just sewed together, we're gonna put that on the bottom of that main piece. Perfect, we're just gonna line it up. Now, right here, if you are a new sewer or sewist, what you can do is you can go ahead and put some clips on there, and you can do what's called a basting stitch, which is just a long stitch length right along here. You don't have to back stitch, and that's just gonna hold it in place. Lydia has been sewing for a while, so I'm not gonna make her do that step. So the next thing, she's gonna take her elastic and she's gonna put it in the center at the bottom. Perfect, just like that. And she's gonna grab a clip and clip that elastic on. All right, clip it there too. All right, now Lydia, can you guess what our next step is gonna be? Not yet. What do you think we're gonna do with this one? We're gonna make a sandwich. So one thing that I say a lot in my class is we're going to make a sandwich. A lot of time when you sew, you're going to build up your project, and a lot of times you do end up making a sandwich. So she's gonna take this top part and put it right side down, and she's gonna make a sandwich with it. We're gonna make a bookmark sandwich. All right, now Lydia, I am gonna ask you to put a few pins along the long edges too to hold your fabric together. All right, and let's do a start and stop point. So we are going to leave a little gap because we need to turn it when it's all done. What I'm doing here, I know my pocket is down here. I don't want to leave a gap on the pocket because I want to make sure that pocket is fully sewn into the bookmark. So I'm going to have Lydia leave a tiny gap up here. Okay, so that blue clip, and then let's put a red clip right about here. So I usually double clip it for my students so they know stop, start and stop, okay? So Lydia's gonna start here and she's gonna sew all the way around until she gets to here, okay? All right, so right here at the turn, Lydia is gonna stop her sewing machine. She's gonna make sure her needle is down. She's gonna lift up her presser foot and she's gonna rotate her fabric to turn to go around that corner. One thing I'm gonna check is I'm gonna make sure that she got her elastic in. So you can pull your fabric up and make sure that the elastic is sewn in on both sides. And it is, it didn't slip or anything, so she's good to go. The next thing I'm gonna have her do is trim down the seam allowance. So she's gonna take her scissors, and when it says to trim down the seam allowance, you're just gonna cut the extra fabric in between the stitches and the raw edges. This is just gonna give you a nicer finish at the end.
Is that too close?
No, I think you're okay right there. And you're gonna be careful not to clip into the stitches. If you get too close, it will unravel on you once you turn your project. Perfect, all right. Now turn your project. Sometimes you can use a chopstick to help you turn. A lot of times though, you can just get in there with your fingers This may be a little bit difficult because I'm holding the phone while I'm doing this.
I got it.
And just poke out the corners. Okay, so Lydia's gonna show you how to do that. Just get in there with your fingers, run your fingers along the edge of your seams, really poke out your corners. You can run it all along down the edge of your seams. If it's super hard to turn, you can use a chopstick. All right, perfect. So now what I'm gonna have Lydia do is I'm gonna have her go over to the ironing board and tuck in that seam allowance real quick. I'm going to, here, you go over to that, here, you hold this for a second. All right, so what I'm doing here is I am just getting my fingers into those edges, trying to push the corners out. And then we're gonna go over to the ironing board and iron it down flat and tuck in this right here where we left the opening. So this right here where we left the opening to turn it, we're just gonna tuck those pieces of fabric in and iron them down. And then we're gonna go back to our sewing machine and do what we call a top stitch to close that up. Now, do you remember what a top stitch is? Can you tell everybody what a top stitch is?
So it's basically where you go as close as you can to the edge, but not get off of the top.
Yes. Go ahead.
So you're gonna be looking at your needle.
So top stitch is where you're stitching right on the edge of your fabric. And we are doing that to close up that hole. And it also gives your project a finished look. Okay, and our last step is to make the pockets for the pins to go in. Now, when we flattened it out for the top stitch, before we did the top stitch, we ironed out the crease. So what I'm gonna have Lydia do is just take it back over to the ironing board and fold it in half and iron it down, and that's gonna give us our crease to follow to make the pockets. Now, when you're doing the pockets, you wanna make sure that you do not sew your elastic. So loop it around your sewing machine.
Here, do you want me to take off this?
And what we're gonna do is just sew down the middle. And that crease has already disappeared a little bit, so we're just gonna sew down the middle.
Just gonna do straight.
All right, just a straight stitch straight down the middle. If you have a fabric marker, you can also mark it. Mark the line down the middle, and you're gonna stop at the top of the pocket. So right there, Lydia. All right, so there is her bookmark for her planner bookmark. So what she can do is, oh, there's the week we're on. Go ahead and slip that on there.
Other way, this way.
No, you want the pockets on, there you go, on the outside of your book. All right, and then I think Eliza went to get some pins, but it holds 2 pins right there. So a nice little easy project that you can do. It's definitely mom friendly, homeschool friendly, school friendly. Let's see if Eliza found pins. Oh, she found some pins.
Daddy says you can borrow it.
I can borrow that one. Okay, there we go.
So mine, this one's a little thinner, but this one's like a little thicker.
Yeah, well, the pin will fit in both of those.
Yeah.
Yep. So there we go. There is your bookmark pin holder for your planners.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you guys end up making this project, let's see if I can turn this around. All right, if you guys end up making this project, let me know. Post pictures of it, tag me in it. I wanna see what y'all are making. And if you have any ideas for projects that you would like to see, let me know. Write them down in the comments, shoot me a message on Facebook, text me. I am going to try and post at least one sewing video a week during this coronavirus thing that we're dealing with, to try and keep you guys busy and give you a creative outlet. So give me some ideas, and we will see you guys next time.